Megan DePalma.
And I'm Joe Dyke. And this is Spoke TV, your source for local weekly news produced by second-year journalism students at Conestoga College.
Voting used to be considered a valued privilege, but more and more people seem to be taking advantage. Spoke TV's Candace Agunde fills us in on what causes some people to waste their vote.
During the 2011 federal election, only 38% of eligible Canadians between the ages of 18 to 24 put in their votes. But in that same year, Elections.ca released a chart that showed more than 64% of citizens 45 years and older voted. The statistics show that lots of young people are not voting. Harpinder Singh is running for mayor in the city of Cambridge. He explains that this might be because of a disconnect between politicians and younger generations.
I think that when a young person talks to a politician, it's almost like talking to a real estate agent. You know that there's something hidden underneath, or there's some type of motivation that doesn't involve them.
Before television, many politicians would go out and shake people's hands, and this interaction would encourage a young person to get involved. These days, many politicians reach their audience through television ads or online mission statements, and while this may convince a young person about who to vote for, it won't necessarily get them to vote. BCLocalNews.com found that many young people don't vote because they don't believe their vote will change anything, or they don't trust the political system. Shelby Doherty, a candidate for Waterloo Ward 3 councillor, suggests that political leaders do more to engage young people by being more accessible.
If you are available to individuals and you're easy to access, people are more likely to talk to you and explain to them what's going on, what they see as an issue, and how to fix it.
For Spoke TV, I'm Candace Agunde.
In other news, the Canadian Mental Health Association has opened a hotline to help provide a user-friendly approach for people dealing with mental health issues. Reporter Katarina Costa has more on the story.
There's crisis everywhere. But what do you get when you have 11 programs that come together to meet the needs of mental health, abuse, and other crises? Here 24/7. It's a regional-wide hotline that deals with callers directly and does not send them to other associations. Helen Fishburne, the director at the Canadian Mental Health Association in Guelph, explains why Here 24/7 is different.
Really easy for them. What we did was put everything under one phone number. So now they call us and we're open 24/7. We're here for them 24/7. They call us, we have a conversation with the individual, and then we help navigate where the person needs to go based on their needs and their strengths and what their ideas are for what they want in their future.
Here 24/7 opened their doors in April. They predicted a big impact, but how much of an impact have they already made?
The first day we opened, April 1st, we had 432 phone calls that day. Through April, through May, June, July, August. So in July we had 5,500 calls for the month. August we had 5,600 calls for the month. September we've had 7,500 calls for the month. Since we've started, we've had about 36,000 contacts with Here 24/7, which again is about triple.
Here 24/7 has recently expanded their staff and have met with representatives from other regions and provinces.
As per the medical team, or as per the any other team, like I'm doing a critical care over here, so I know the difficulties what arises in emergency. So those people are in a difficult situations. It's obviously a good thing to do, and as per my personal advice, it is really good, and it will be helpful for the individual, those who is in need.
For Spoke TV, I'm Katarina Costa.
Every month, almost 850,000 Canadians are assisted by food banks. Spoke TV's Lauren Weiler set out to see how food banks are utilized in the Waterloo region.
The need for food is constant year-round. 1 in 20 households in Kitchener-Waterloo rely on the food bank each year. Every week, the food bank provides over 26,000 pounds of both perishable and non-perishable food items that are given out to programs. Ruth Friendship Keller, the manager of community partnerships, explains how important it is to help out.
Fall food drive is critical to us. Over the summer months, donations dropped off. We need to rebuild and replenish our stocks so that we can continue to provide the agencies we serve with the food that they need.
Growing up, no one decides that the food bank is part of their life's plan. But whether you are dealing with mental health, job loss, or a bad relationship, The food bank has 80 programs that can help you out. These 80 programs provide their services in different ways. Those agencies will help identify the cause of food insecurity. The candidates of the municipal election celebrated World Food Day by participating in the Food Sort Challenge. Local regional chair candidate Moria Sharon McGee, who also struggles with hunger, shares why creating awareness about the hunger in our community is important.
They've done amazing stuff here. The umbrellas, the way it's all working together, it's like just so huge. People don't realize the difference of like how far we've progressed.
The food bank holds events year-round to help create awareness in the community. When donating to the food bank, try and make sure the food is safe and nutritious to feed whatever household it may be. For Spoke TV, I'm Lauren Weiler.
You've cat to be kidding me. The Waterloo region has an overpopulation of felines. Paula Sierra goes to the Kitchener Humane Society to tell us why it's so important to spay and neuter your cats.
The KW Humane Society is doing its best to work with the cat crisis in the region, but they simply have no more space. Cat overpopulation is a problem that affects everyone. Street fights and the hunting of small animals can be some of the consequences. The agency has reached its space limit. But why is there so much overpopulation of felines in the region? Christine Leachman, adoption coordinator for the KW Humane Society, explains.
A lot of people are not getting their animals spayed or neutered and allowing them outdoors. So that just creates more litters of kittens, unwanted litters in homes.
There's 265 cats like this one just in this facility, but there's 452 cats that the Humane Society has in total in pet stores and in foster houses. So the question here is, why aren't pet owners spaying or neutering their cats?
Luca LaFrance, cat owner, explained why she doesn't plan to neuter their pets.
Well, both my cats are males, so I don't want to spend the money on neutering them knowing that they can't reproduce. And also, they don't really like going outside, and I don't really feel comfortable letting them leave the property.
Although efforts are made to bring awareness of the importance of spaying or neutering your cats, the feral population continues to increase, and sooner or later, they end up at the Humane Society. For Spoke TV, I'm Paula Sierra.
It's important to be at the top of your game when getting active, especially competitively. Christina Zavanovic has the scoop on just how athletes can improve their vision when stepping out into the game.
Athletes can now come to Waterloo University to train their eyes with the help of the optometry department. University of Waterloo's Faculty of Science professor Christine Dalton at the School of Optometry and Vision Science has established a sports vision clinic.
Physical training isn't the only important aspect when it comes to athletics, but so is vision if you're counting on performance. We talked to Alexis Keeling here at the University of Waterloo, who is the Vice President of the Sports Vision Club.
But a lot of football players wear contacts that look like they're red. And when you're watching the TV, you might think to yourself, that's silly, why would they put in a red contact? But it's like you're saying, they're used to cut glare and to do things like that. And other types of sun protection, like sunglasses, I'm sure you guys have heard about polarized sunglasses, and that blocks rays of sun coming in at a certain direction. So you wouldn't give them to a golfer because they need to tilt their head to look up in different positions, and that allows the sun in. So it depends on the sport what type of eye protection you would give them for different situations. So it's pretty interesting.
Dalton states that 25% of athletes haven't tested their vision, and 30% need vision correction. For Spoke TV, I'm Christina Zavanovic.
Taking a few simple precautions could be what saves your life. Laws surrounding carbon monoxide detectors have changed. Spoke TV's Sarah George tells us why these detectors are so vital.
As winter approaches and heating units are turned on, the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning increases. The Canada Safety Council has reported 15,000 carbon monoxide-related calls over the past few years, and now Ontario homes must have at least 2 working carbon monoxide detectors by April 15th of next year if they want to be up to code. John Percy from Waterloo Fire Rescue explains why detectors are the only way to know if your home is safe.
It's not like smoke in a fire where you can see smoke, you can smell smoke. In carbon monoxide poisoning, again, you can't see it, you can't taste it, it's totally invisible. So that's why it's really important to make sure that you have a working carbon monoxide alarm outside your bedroom areas in your typical home.
Like smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors come in many different varieties: hardwired, battery operated and plug-in, and they can range anywhere from $30 to $80. Some say it's a small price to pay to save a life.
I don't care how much they cost as long as I know my family's safe.
It's also difficult to know if you've been exposed to carbon monoxide. The symptoms are very much like the flu. Those affected could experience dizziness, headaches, and vomiting, to name a few. If your alarm does go off, Percy says to call 911, keep your windows closed, and get outside as soon as possible. For Spoke TV, I'm Sarah George.
Multitasking is all well and good, except for when your hands are in control of a vehicle. Being on your phone while on the road is not only a danger to yourself, but also to your passengers and pedestrians as well. It can result from large fines to jail time. Long Nguyen has a clear look on the story.
Distracted driving has been a growing problem for years, but how did we get here? There are a lot of factors that cause drivers to get distracted, like eating food, listening to music, and other passengers in the car. But the biggest culprit causing distractions now is cell phones. University of Guelph psychology professor Lana Trick explains the issue with being on your cell phone while driving.
Very good either. But people still have the illusion that they can do lots of things at once, like cell phone talking and that sort of thing, partly because nobody's really told them any different. And sometimes it takes learning the hard way before they realize. So because they haven't yet been in a collision, they think that, oh, well, this must be a safe thing to do.
The Ontario government is planning on possibly increasing the punishment for distracted driving, and to some people, the increase is fair.
I think the penalties for texting and driving should be just as bad as drunk driving, because now it's causing like more deaths than drunk driving has.
Probably higher fines when you get pulled over, definitely, because I know a lot of people don't have the money to pay their tickets anyways, so.
Despite the warnings that say distracted driving is as dangerous as drunk driving, people continue to use their cell phones because this has only recently become a larger issue. This can all change if we all put our phones down while driving and keep two eyes on the road. For Spoke TV, I'm Long Nguyen.
Halloween is just around the corner, and Canadians are spending more and more on candy.
October may be the spookiest time of the year, but the real horror is how much Canadians spend on Halloween candy. According to Stats Canada, about $356 million is spent on treats during October. The Consolidated Credit Counseling Services of Canada says $322 million of that is solely towards Halloween goodies. The Retail Council of Canada statistics claim that half of Halloween shoppers will spend 75% to 100% of their budget on candy. It seems the real trick for Canadians this season will be cutting down on the treats after Halloween.
Now with a look at entertainment and sports, here's Jeff Pickle.
Thanks, Joe. Bigman's Scream Park is open in time for Halloween, but the faint of heart and the weak of bladder need not enter. Spoke TV's Chris Alexander brings us all the gory details.
With Halloween fast approaching, Bigman's Scream Park is once again trying to figure out who's chicken and who's not. The park, which is in its 8th season, features 3 haunted houses: Hotel California, Devil's Rejects, and the Morgue. The park also features a few character actors who take great pleasure in trying to scare visitors. I spoke to some of those visitors to see how they were enjoying the experience.
Yeah, it was good, yeah. It was well done.
Yeah, it like shakes. There's an elevator kind of contraption that shakes.
Because you don't know when it's coming, so it's kind of like super terrifying.
How scary are you? But in a place full of so many scares, some precautions need to be taken to ensure everybody's safety. I spoke with Supervisor Casey Sheed on some of the precautions they take to keep you safe.
Actors aren't allowed to touch or make any contact with any of the guests, vice versa, same sort of thing. Any injuries, things like that, actors are told about certain codes to use over the radio. That way we can get in there and make sure everyone's safe.
Bigman's also does not recommend the park to anyone that is pregnant, claustrophobic, has heart problems, is under the age of 8, or has a weak bladder. If you feel like testing your wits, Scream Park is open every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until November 2nd. For Spoke TV, I'm Chris Alexander.
The weather is getting cold, which means two things. I need to knit a new sweater, and boom, it's time for Junior B hockey. This week we'll check out the Kitchener Dutchmen, who are looking to repeat their regular season success from last year.
It's a new season with a new coach and a new goalie between the pipes.
This season, Todd Hoffman returns to his spot behind the bench after 4 years away from the job. The Dutchmen also have big shoes to fill in net after last season's league goalie of the year, Mark Williams, left the team. The Dutchies will turn to Jackson McIntosh and Dylan Lobsiger for the job. One thing that is definitely not new is the team's ability to win games. The Dutchmen currently boast a league-best 12-1-1 record. You can catch Kitchener Dutchmen home games Sundays 1:30 at the Kingsman Arena in the Kitchener Auditorium.
That's all we have for you this week. For Spoke TV, I'm Marian De Palma.
And I'm Joe Dyke. Thanks for joining us. For more news and information, check us out online at spoketv.ca.